Have you ever wondered about that man who was by the pool for 38 years? Have you ever wondered about him? Jesus heals him, and then Jesus goes and finds him after he had left him. And Jesus says to him, "Stop sinning, or else something worse will happen to you." Have you ever wondered just what happened there? Why would Jesus go to somebody who was crippled, as it were, for 38 years? Obviously, that perhaps would be most of his life, and finds him and says to him, "Stop sinning." What was he doing these 38 years that would warrant such a rebuke? When Jesus came to him, he says to Jesus, "Jesus, I have nobody to put me in the pool when the pool is troubled. I have nobody." So he tells Jesus a tale of helplessness, a tale of hopelessness, a tale of this is my life, this is what it is going to be. So Jesus heals him, and Jesus sends him on his way, and then Jesus finds him and says to him, "Stop sinning, or something worse will happen to you." I've always wondered, because clearly, if he were in this place for these years, unable to move, then it could not be that he was being immoral, lying, stealing, coveting his neighbor, any of these things. He was just there by the pool. But perhaps his issues were a little different. Perhaps this man was not affirming the dignity of God in him. Perhaps this man was not affirming the image of God in him. Could it be that he had just accepted that that is the way his life should be? Could it be that he had just surrendered to a wasted life? Could it be that this man by the pool these 38 years was content to live in self-pity? Woe is me. Could it be that he never made an effort really to see his life different, to see his life improved? No one would blame him for being crippled. No one would blame him for the handicaps he had. But as you reflect on the text as well, you have a sense that this man was willing to live off of others, rather than to take up his bed and walk, rather than to make life worthwhile, rather than to represent God properly. Could it be that this man was just playing off others, living off of others, rather than standing up, rather than fighting to be better, rather than determining that even though his physical situations were such as they were, that they didn't have to stay that way? Sometimes, even when life comes at us hard, we have a responsibility, not to give in, not to give up. We have a responsibility to fight, to push back, to be intentional about not accepting the status quo, to be intentional about wanting to be the best image of God that is available to me. Well, what about us? Are we pushing hard? Are we wanting to be different?